IRONLUNG. Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Frog and welcome to IRONLUNG. I said all the way back in my Five Nights at Freddy's review that I would make another review when the IRONLUNG movie came out. And lo and behold, the movie finally released. So let's strap in and get ready for the descent. This will be the second video I create as a review. I've never created another video that's ever been a review. I've never even tried to create another review. It's never happened. It didn't happen. I definitely never made a different review in a movie that I really fucking love but got taken down because apparently they don't want me to do that, even though it was 6 months after the movie actually came out. But who knows? Okay. Short story summary. Warning! Major spoilers ahead. If you have not seen this movie already and you want to watch it, click off. This is your only chance. This is your only chance. You have to click off now, or I won't tell you to click off again because. Yes. Okay, now that everyone who hasn't watched it yet has left, we can begin. The movie starts off with a deep voice saying a few lines that I don't remember what was. Something about the stars being dead or something. Yeah, it's probably not that important. We then see our main character, Simon, aka Markiplier. Simon is in a small submarine and is being told over the radio that he will be dropped into an ocean of blood to take pictures of multiple different things. We also learn that Simon is a criminal. The way we learn this is that the woman over the radio calls him convict, and going into an ocean of blood frees him from his sentence. He's given instructions on how to operate the ship, and then the radio line cuts off. Simon is now all on his own. After doing his job and taking a few pictures, he eventually finds a skeleton. Shocked and a little confused, Simon tries to contact the radio again, but the radio line is still cut off, and then something crashes into Simon's ship. Simon, understandably, gets concerned, screams a bit, breaks his chair, and tries to get the fuck out of there. When he finally gets high enough to where he can talk to the people on the radio, they also see the skeleton. They get really excited and pull him up as fast as possible. After he's pulled back up and talks to the lady a bit, she then tells him that he has to go back down. Simon is understandably angry at this because he is now extremely scared. After a tiny little, not very significant accident of giving 3 people incurable cancer, he is sent back down. Simon starts to slowly lose his mind and starts having visions. He sees a humanoid form in the back of the submarine, scurrying away behind a corner. He warns the people over the radio that there is something alive down with him. And then his ship gets attacked again. Simon is then knocked out. He later wakes up and finds that all the power is gone. But not only that, he is now knocked off course, and since he doesn't have a digital map, he doesn't know where he is anymore. After a lot of trying to get back to where he was, he eventually finds his way back and has a lot of weird visions as he starts to go crazy. On his way to go back, he later finds another ship, and the in-ship computer of his ship starts connecting to that ship. Simon is understandably confused about this because he was told earlier that he was the first ship they've ever sent down. Then a lot of other shit happens. He starts talking with a lady who apparently is on the other ship, even though that ship is broken and it's broken. Nobody should be able to live in that. After a lot of talking with that lady, he eventually figures out that he's been having visions for a very long time, and then he starts to puke blood. A lot of other shit happens, but we're just gonna skip over that. Simon reunites with the lady over the radio, who we then learn is called Ava, and he is told that he will be let free if he goes back to the shipwreck and collects their data. Simon hesitates because he doesn't believe her anymore, but he eventually makes Ava promise that she will help him on one condition. He has to make it all the way back to the ship, collect their data, get the fuck out of there in 30 minutes. If he can't do that, he is left alone. Simon agrees and starts going. After he finally makes his way back to the ship, Simon is attacked again, and told that he needs to go into a crawl space and take the black box, because that is more important than Simon and their data. Simon is angry and refuses to, but then he starts hearing voices. Voices telling him to destroy the black box instead of saving it. Voices telling him to not believe Ava and not trust them, but believe it. After a lot of yelling, Simon eventually decides to go into the crawl space that is now filled with blood. He gets the black box before deciding to save it. His ship is then torn apart by a huge fish, and the final shot of the movie is the black box in a life vest. In a life vest? In a life. Is the black box floating on the ocean of blood, where we can probably presume that it was picked up by the other people. So yeah, a lot of shit happened in this movie, and I didn't even describe half of what happened. I only described bare bones, skeleton shit. You still need the meat, the organs, and all of that shit. I didn't even include the blood. I only talked about the bones, bare bones of this shit.
Now for the review. The things I liked.
As always, I have to start with the positives first. So let's start.
Cinematography.
The cinematography of Iron Lung is amazing. It helps convey the feeling of isolation that Simon feels during the movie. It also just makes the movie very pleasant to watch. There are multiple shots of liquid dripping from the walls and blood leaking through the submarine. The way the movie is shot also makes you feel like you're also kind of going a little bit crazy, in a good way.
2. Art design.
The art design of this movie is extremely good. The costumes and the environments are amazing. The way everything looks like it's straight from the game is just beautiful. Watching this in the theater was like eye candy. The creature design as well was amazing. Fish and the skeleton and everything it was amazing. It looked very eldritch and terrifying.
3. Acting.
The acting in this movie was surprisingly good. Markiplier was much better than I expected. Before watching the movie, I felt a little skeptical, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to see through the fact that it's Markiplier. But alas, I was wrong. I believed Simon was a different person from Mark.
4. Music.
The music for this movie also surprised me a lot with the original score. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. The music is epic, the music is scary, the music is very atmospheric, the music is sad. The music does what it's supposed to do. It helps convey emotions through other things than just telling you or showing you, by making you listen. That's what music is supposed to do. It's amazing.
5. Effects.
Going into this movie, I wasn't expecting Avatar level visuals, and I didn't get that. But what I got was still way better than I expected. I guess going into this movie, I was expecting YouTube Originals level graphics, and not actual movie level graphics. But what we got was amazing. It did the job perfectly.
Sound design.
The sound in Iron Lung is amazing. The way the Iron Lung sounds is wonderful and heavy. The creature sounds are beautiful and creepy. The voice of the god thingamabob, the thing that talks to Simon, is also very good. And everything just feels like you're in there with him, stranded in the middle of the ocean. Blood ocean, but still an ocean. The kind of distorted whale sounds and the loud clanking from the Iron Lung being contrasted by the quiet drip of blood and sweat or whatever that liquid is wonderful.
7. Story.
The story of Iron Lung isn't perfect, but it's very good. I love the fact that he isn't talking to himself like he's a YouTuber or a protagonist in a single-player game where he's like, I better be careful climbing this wall or some shit like that. I love that he only talks when it feels natural to talk. The psychological horror in this movie is done perfectly. I recently watched the movie Sunshine. That also is a psychological horror movie, and it's kind of similar in that sense. Yet, I think Iron Lung did a way better job with psychological horror. Psychological horror is my second favorite genre of movie. There are some flaws that I will talk about later, but overall, the good kicks the shit out of the bad.
What I didn't like. Number 1. Questions.
I love when a movie lets you decide for yourself what's happening and how it happened. For an instance, in Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino chooses to never show you what's in the briefcase. It makes you think yourself what could be in there. If you think it's money, that's fine. If you think it's something else, that's also fine. It makes the movie into kind of your own movie, and that means that everyone watching has a completely different experience because everyone else has a different meaning of what is in the briefcase. But this movie raises a little bit too many questions. Sure, you can talk about the fact that maybe Simon has always been a little bit psychologically challenged, and that's why he did the thing, and that's why he killed a bunch of people and got the name The Butcher. But I wish we got more of the past of Simon and what actually happened to the station he blew up, and maybe a little more about the light and the creature itself. And maybe something more about the other ship that he found. And maybe more about the submarine he found. If we get a sequel or a prequel, then I think this could be a literal perfect movie, a 10 out of 10. But I don't think we will ever get that. Markiplier spent like 4 years or something on this movie. He worked extremely hard on this. And I don't know if he has the motivation to make a sequel or a prequel. But if he does, that would be amazing.
Scary.
This movie isn't scary. I never found Iron Lung the game scary either, but I hope that maybe this movie could make me scared. Alas, it didn't. The movie was great at suspense, I was always at the edge of my seat, but I was never scared. It's a minor nitpick, but I wanted to mention it.
Conclusion and rating.
All in all, Iron Lung is a huge win for the indie movies. In just one weekend, Iron Lung made it to #1 movie in America twice and has earned like $23 million or something. The fact that Markiplier is doing exactly what I want to do is so cool. For a while, I've wanted to make movies as well. But I don't have the budget, so I just write them down. But now that I can see Markiplier funding his own movie and doing what I want to do, that is so inspiring and so cool and so fucking just awesome. When I sat down in the cinema, I was kind of scared. Not because I was scared the movie would be scary, but because I really didn't want it to be bad. But when the first shot started and the deep voice talked and we saw the blood, from that moment on, I never stopped smiling. Anyway, now for the part you've all been waiting for, the rating! Considering the fact that I love this movie and all the flaws I mentioned, I would give this movie a strong 9 out of 10. Now, I'm not a film critic, and in reality, no one should be. Film is subjective, and you shouldn't base your opinions of movies on others' opinions. A professional film critic saying a movie is bad is just as valid as a 3-year-old saying it, or it's just as valid as you saying it. There's no reason they should have authority over us. Taste is different between everyone. Anyway, that's all of my thoughts on the Iron Lung movie, and just want to say I have a list. I have like a list of my top 100 movies, and every single day Iron Lung moves up the list just more and more and more. The more I think about the movie, the more I like it. If I had the chance to go watch it again, I think I would. It's a really good movie, and I think that if you like movies like Sunshine or games like Mouthwashing, or if you like Iron Lung, you should go watch it. It's very similar to the game, while still being different enough to where it's like, if it wasn't the game, If IRONLUNG, the game, never existed, this could still maybe even be a movie because it's very different from IRONLUNG while being very similar from IRONLUNG. It's amazing. And you should also go support indie movies. We need more of those and not of this Hollywood slop shit AI fucking bullshit that they're feeding us now. Okay, we don't want that anymore. We don't want that. We want good things made by good people. Please.
Anyway, that's about it. See ya.